Is it a flower pot or is it a house? It's a flower pot house. Alrighty gamers, welcome back to a new StumpsMC Minecraft tutorial. I hope you guys are well, I hope you guys are safe. Today we've got something a little bit different coming your way. We have got the flower pot house build tutorial, something different, very interesting, and lots of colors. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the build. As it is essential in every build tutorial, we must go over the materials first, so you guys know what you're going to need. Coming to the main build of all the blocks, this is mostly for the outside, and what we've got here is the terracotta, 2 stacks of that. You'll need a stack of the grass blocks. You'll also need lime concrete, you'll need 28 of those, magenta concrete 25, 26 of the red concrete, 19 yellow concrete, 19 light blue concrete, 10 green concrete, and then 8 of the orange. When it comes to the few bits and pieces for the outside here, you've got some, for all the lighting you need 12 lanterns in total, 18 spruce trapdoors, 4 spruce stairs, and then 1 dark oak door for the door. With all that out the way, let's go over the materials for the inside, so you guys can gather those before starting the build. We've got here a bed of any color you like. I like green because that's my color. We've got here 6 ladders, an anvil, 4 fences, a couple of chests here, 6 barrels, 2 furnaces, 1 crafting bench. All of these can be variant. You can change all of this with the inside. We'll show you the design and the interior later. We've got 6 flower pots, some bone meal to get some grass growing at the roof there, some glass for some windows, and then we've got various different flowers for all the flower pots. So what do we got here? Roughly 18 or more of the flowers, and then we have carpet, 16 of those, and 4 of the brown wool. Those are for the flooring on the inside. Alrighty, starting with the terracotta for the flower pot house base of the foundation. We're going to go a few blocks away from our chest here, and we're going to make a 2 block like so, leave 1 space for a door, and then 2 blocks again, and then we just bring this up 3 high. So 1, 2, 3, bringing it across, making that meet just like so, and your door can go in like so. Now coming over to here, we want to leave this corner free so it's not meeting, if that makes sense. Come over one at an angle, and we can start that off again. So we've got, rather than it being completely square, the corner's been shaved off, if that makes sense. And we're going to leave this with 3 open. So it's all going to be 5 by 5 with all the walls, just like so, but this is going to be open for windows. So 1, 2, 3, going across 3, and then down 3, as you guys can see, just like so. Now coming into here again, on an angle, coming across, not here or there. It's got to be here. Build this up again. This can all be filled in completely. So coming in line with this one, it's all going 5 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This can all be filled in like I said. I hope I'm not going too fast, trying to take this at a nice slow pace. And coming into the sides here, we're going to repeat this window just like so. So build up the sides, put up across, leave the 3 in the middle there for your windows, which is what that glass pane will be for a little bit later. Coming up to here though, we're going to raise this up, so we're going to place 1 block here, bring it out and over like so, but take that up too high. So like this, if that makes sense. Do that in all the corners. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Again, you guys can pause the video if I'm going too fast. If I'm going too slow, you could let me know in the comments below. I'm just trying to accommodate for everyone, especially all the newcomers who are just learning to play Minecraft. Just like so, all of the corners are nice and done. Now we're going to make all this meet. So this is a temporary block here. We'll just place a dirt block there for that. And then we're just going to close this off with 6 more blocks. Just like so. Grass block here. Temporary. We get to close this off. Just like so. Coming over to the side here. Doing it again. Closing that off. And then another 3 over here. Temporary block. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice and easy, simple. And we're almost done, but not completely. We just got to do a few more things. So we're going to place a temporary block here, or wherever you want to start building up from. We're going out 1 again, so like so. Now that one gets shaved off. We don't want to have too many corners. So you'll see what I mean as we build this. So in front of this one here, we're going to have a lip, you could say, and then it comes in on this corner, like so. Get rid of that. Bring that over 1, so it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then we can repeat that process again. So get rid of that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Pretty much right on the outside, but we don't have corners, if that makes sense. We don't want that. So it's 1, 2, 3, then 2, then 2, then 3. A bit confusing. Probably the way I'm explaining it's not very helpful. I apologize, but we are trying to get through this together. Nice and easy and nice and slow. Get rid of that. So we've got another 2 again. And then we close off this with 3 more. And 2 there and there. There we go. So just like so. So if you followed along, it should look something like this. And it's supposed to just mimic a flower pot. So just as it goes up, it goes out sort of thing. And then we have a lip around the edge. So we'll start at the bottom before we work our way up to the top and start building the flowers. When it comes to these over here with the door, we're going to place 1 grass block here like so on the edges, just like that. So 1 spaced away from the door, then a grass block, and then we cover and hide that off with 3 trapdoors. Then your flower goes on top, which is why we had 18 flowers to accommodate for the ones on the inside and outside. When it comes to the sides though, these are a bit different. So when it comes to the windows, you can place your 3 like so with your trapdoors, but the sides actually have stairs upside down just for a different featured look. Just like so. Coming to the back, we can have some here. It's optional. You don't have to have these. A little bit extra, but I like that, so we're going to throw them in anyway. I would like to point out while I'm here doing this with you guys that this is not my design. This is Minecraft's official design and build, but I like to bring these things to light. I find these in Minecraft tutorial books, and then I like to make tutorials of them. I build it and then build it with you guys. So I got it perfected and the tutorial is nice. With that, that is all the outside done. Simple process repeated all the way around. Just the front is a bit different. And then you can throw your flowers in there, which we'll do for the sake of the tutorial. Let's just get a couple of these going. Okay, and randomly, it doesn't really matter which. You can get different variant flowers like you'd like. There's heaps of more flower variants out there. Just for the sake of the video though, we're just going to throw some in for the look. So that is that for the outside. The rest of the flowers you would have would be for the remainder on the inside. Coming to the top though, we're just going to put some grass up there before we do that. Can't forget the lighting. During the day it's not a problem, but obviously for nighttime you need that lighting. So we can now close the top of this off with that stack of grass blocks you have. Really simple and really easy. Now to work out where your trapdoor is going to be, we're going to map that out from the inside. So really quickly we can do that. We can gather all of our materials from here. Let's just say we'll start with the ladder and our trapdoors. This just maps out where your door goes, your trapdoor. So it's like so. Break that out. Ladder up there. And a trapdoor to close that off. We'll work on the inside once we're done with the rest of the build. But that is your initial way to the top. Now from here, this is where it gets exciting and confusing just a little bit. So we're going to use a lime concrete here. This will be your stem for all your flowers. And then these green concrete will be like leaves, if you can imagine that. I'll probably do this part of build with this perspective and not flashback. So we can do it together and it's not so confusing. But with it, we can start right here. So take one from the trapdoor, spaced, and then place a block right here. We're going to build this up 2, just like so. We could actually build it up 3 if we want to. It just depends on how high you want the flower. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to make it cut in 1. So we're not going to have it join like this. We cut that corner out. It's like the stem starts to go up a bit, which is really cool. And then once we got these 3, then 2, we're going to come over to behind it in an angle. So like so. Get rid of these 2 temporary blocks, if that makes sense. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3. Coming off to the side, 1, 2, and then we're on an angle behind it, 1, but it meets just in the corner there. With that, we can take that up 1 more if we'd like. Or we can leave it at that. I think I might keep it at that. Yeah, I like that. And then I might take this out 1 more again to the back corner. This can be random and to whatever shape that you like. Now with that, we're going to get this green concrete here. And we're going to place these roughly 2 or 3 on each plant, you could say, on each stem. And then the rest of this orange is what this is 4. We place one here, here, 3, 4, that's 5, 6. Essentially, it's just kind of random. We might actually place that one up like that, and then this one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have 8 of these, so one more. Could probably tuck it under here somewhere. Just like so. Not the perfect flower, but from a distance, it's a flower. Now with that, we can move on to the next one, which is going to drip over to the side here. So again, we need to get these green stems out. We're going to come to this far corner, right where this 2 meet, and we're going to go up 2. Then we're going to repeat that process again with cutting in 1, like so. And then we're going to go up 1 and like this, but bring it over 1, just like that. Then we need to go down 1. So it should drip over in a sense. Then we can go out 1 again and down. Try not to move too fast, that way I don't lose you guys. But with that, that drips over. I like that very much. And we can very well start with our flower. From the main tutorial, it does go down 2. You don't need to have it down 2. You can just have it as it is. With this one, we can just start from this. And we build it out just like so, like a little cross, if that makes sense. And we want to make all this meet up all the way around, so it can be hollow in the middle, it doesn't matter, saving you a few blocks, just like so. Then make this go down again, all the way around. And that's almost your full flower. We just got to droop the corners down. And that flower is completed. Just got to top this off a few bits of green pieces over at the back here. So one here, you could say, let's place one there and one over here. These are your leaves for the stem. Just breaking up the color there just a little bit. I might actually replace that with that. But again, this can be a bit variant. You can change this and put the blocks in certain spots to your liking. I'm just trying to build it really quickly for the tutorial. Moving on to the next flowers, we've got a few more to go. Might start with the red rose. So this kind of goes right here. Placing it 1 in from this terracotta, just like so. We're going to build this up 1 more. Then we're going to bring it out on an angle, like so. So 1, 2, on an angle, place it out 1, build that up 1 more, just like so. And then we're going to cut back in this way, but up, like that. And then we can go out to the side and up 1 more. So it's kind of like a windy rose, if you will. Now from here, we can place those green leaves wherever you would like. Maybe there. Down 1. There we go. Random, but that'll work. And then coming to the top of the flower here, we start with the top of our rose. So let's start with a cross again, just like so. Little simple cross. And it's practically that, but upside down, if that makes sense. So we start to close it all in, like so. So we've got a cross, and then we've got a square on top of that. And we can take that square up 1 more time, all the way around. Hollow, it can be hollow in the middle, doesn't really matter. And then we can just simply do the corners like that one. And now you've got like a red rose type of flower up the top there. Not too bad, guys. It's coming along with all the colors, and towards the end, it looks, well, really cool. Really, really cool. We're going to come 1 off the middle here. So we've got the middle of these 3. We're going to come 1 off it and place 1 here, building that up 2. We might bring that up 1 and 1 up, just like so. Giving that some space for the yellow flower that goes in there. Then from here, we could probably bring it out to the side. Now again, these are variable. You can change the angles of these if you'd like. We're just doing this for the build, and together, nice and easy. And then we might just again bring this up 1. No, we'll bring it up 2 more. Why not? Having a green leaf there, and then we'll have 1 there, you could say. Yeah, that'll work nicely. So how many have you used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 1 more roughly for the yellow flower, which kind of just tucks into the side there, which you will see. Coming to the blue part of this flower, we're going to make this one, it's a bit different, this one. So we take it up here, we make this one square all the way around, like so. But this one's a little bit random from the main tutorial. we're just going to try to work with it. We've got the 2 corners here, like so, and one on the side there. We've got one random one here, and one random one there, and then one here. And I think it just closes in. No, it stays open like that. Let's close it off and raise it up one more. Making sure we've got no corners. And one at the back there. Give or take, not perfect, but it's something I like that. It is a bit tricky, like I said in the beginning of the video, the blue flowers and the yellow one, your orange one, sorry. Don't even know your colors, they're a bit tricky to do, but you can very well shape them to whatever size you like I continue to say. Coming into the last flower here, we're going to come into the corner, just like so. Place 2 like that. We're going to come in one, but to the back. Like so. That can go up again. And we've got our 1 green leaf that sits here, which you'll be able to see from the back, not so much from the inside. And then we can just pretty much build this up one more and start with our yellow flower, which this one's probably one of the easiest ones to do. So we do a little cross thing like so, follow it all the way up again, actually 3 times, and then we just make the middle meet, just like so. 2 more things to do to this before we can get to the interior, and that is bone meal the top and put some lighting in there. So we've got a couple more lanterns. Let's place one, let's say here, and then one that's going to be hidden somewhere. Maybe there, just to add some lighting up here. That bone meal will be very handy, so let's go grab that. Shouldn't have been in the interior chest, my bad guys. Little things like so. So if the grass is too long, you don't like it in too many spaces, you can break it away. It's just for that growth type of look. And you've got your trapdoor to enter up and down. Really cool, really simple. Now we can get rid of all of this and save the rest for the interior. Okay, got all the interior materials. Let's get to the build. We probably should have put a wall here. Let's do that. And we're going to pretend that I did that earlier, right guys? We're going to act like I didn't do that just now. We're going to pretend that I did that in the beginning because I know what I'm doing, right? With that, that's going to be a nice little, add on to the flooring once we get to the inside here. You'll see what I mean in a moment. And we need some lighting in here, so that's what these 4 lanterns and 4 fences are for. Coming to the corners, up at the top, hang the lanterns down from them for a nice feature. Just like so. Now we've got some space up here. We're going to make use of that. We've got these 6 panels. Let's throw these in for the windows so they're out of the way. When it comes to the bed, we're going to pop it in the corner. So we need those there for the bed. Just like so. We can carpet around it. This also needs to be out as well. Okay. Coming to the rest of it. We've got 2 furnaces here on the side. Nice little cooking station. Got a crafting bench here with some chests just there on the side as well. Now we also need to carpet the rest of this, but we've got a few things left over. So we've got some barrels here. We're going to make use of these slots up here, right? Placing 6 barrels. You could place more if you'd like, but those 6 is what we have for the build. We've got extra spaces up here. This is a flower pot house, so why not add some extra flowers and colors to the inside? We should probably go one of each color so it looks nice. All for you guys, all for the viewers. There we go. And then we've got one more flower pot we can sit right here because, again, it is a flower pot house. Why not? Throwing in the last few things. Anvil on top of the crafting bench. And you have yourself a pretty cool little flower pot base, flower pot house to start off in your amazing world, or whenever. You don't have to be starting off. You could be very well completed the whole world. You could destroy the Ender Dragon, beat all the bosses, and you can just get to being creative and building something like the sort. But that is the flower pot house build tutorial. I apologize if it was a bit of a long one. From the initial build, right, it gives you a time frame for what they say to how long it's going to take to build it, and they give you an hour, which we did it in about maybe 20 minutes or so, give or take. with all that, my friends, I hope you guys enjoyed, and happy building. Till the next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.